Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain, and today I'm here with the Smittybilt rear storage vault fitting your 07 to 18 Wrangler JK. This is going to be for anyone looking for some extra storage space to secure their items and wants a lockable box with a sliding drawer. This is a perfect upgrade for any Jeep owner, especially of those of you who have soft tops or like to run around with the top down. This is made of heavy-duty 16-gauge steel, so it's going to keep those intruders out, and it has a black powder coating that's not only going to add a sleek look, but it's going to protect it from the elements. Now this can fit up to 3.8 cubic feet of cargo and has steel sliders, so you can store up to 350 pounds while maintaining smooth operation. Not only can you store a ton of stuff inside, but it has rings on the top that you can add extra storage on top of it. Now this has a nice aluminum handle, allowing you to open and close the drawer very easily, and even as a positive stop, so you forget to lock it, it's not going to come open on you. Now this comes as a complete kit with everything needed to install, and as far as install goes, I'm going to give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches, since you can install this in about 2 hours using simple hand tools. Now with that being said, let's hop into the install. So before you get your box installed, you're going to want to clean up the back area. If you have a 2-door model, you're going to need to remove your rear seat. If you have a 4-door model such as this, the box is going to fit nicely behind your rear seat. Another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove any items that you have stored in here along with your jack, since once the box is in, you're not going to be able to access those. For our 4-door model, we're going to remove this whole cover. So this just slides out neatly like that, and then we can remove all our items in there. So once you have the back of your Jeep all cleaned out, the next thing you're going to do is slide the box in. Now this thing is very heavy, so you're probably going to want to get someone to help you put this in. So the next thing we're going to do is to unlock the drawer, slide it out, and remove the drawer. Once we get the drawer out, we're going to center this box and start getting it installed. So you're going to take your handle, pull it out, and then turn it clockwise, and that's going to allow the drawer to slide out. Once you get the drawer out, to unlock the slider, we're going to go ahead and push down on this little tab right there, and that's going to unlock that side. Once you get both sides unlocked, you'll be able to remove this whole drawer. So once the drawer is out, you can slide these sliders back in. Now we're going to center the box the best we can. And you want to make sure that your tailgate closes and does not contact the box. Once you have that all centered, we're going to go to the front and start attaching some brackets. So since we have a 4-door model, we are going to take our rear seats and fold those forward. You can do this by pulling on these tabs here, and the whole seat is going to slide and collapse. Same thing goes for this one. So now that we have access to the back of our box, we can begin mounting our brackets. So there are multiple ways to mount this box, and Smittybilt provides you with plenty of hardware. They give you 3 brackets, and they give you plenty of self-tappers and bolts. They recommend mounting on 4 points. Now this is completely up to you, and you don't even necessarily need to mount this to the floor if it's something that you just like to take in and out. Since we have a 4-door model, we have bolts in the rear that are already there for straps. So we're going to utilize those by placing our brackets underneath, drilling holes into the box, and then bolting those on. If you have a 2-door model, you're going to need to drill all 4 points and self-tap into the floor. Now you can use the brackets they provide. There's already 4 pre-drilled holes in the bottom of the box that you can put self-tappers through. Since we have our box in and our brackets, we're gonna start by taking these 2 bolts out and get these brackets lined up. So we're gonna use a T30 Torx to remove this bolt. After we get the bolt out, we're going to take one of our brackets, place that on the floor, and reinstall that bolt. We're going to leave this loose for now and get the other side done. Going to do the same thing for the other side. Remove that bolt. We're going to install our bracket underneath. And you can choose to keep these strap hooks, or you can get rid of them and just reuse the bolt. So you want to make sure that these brackets are even on both sides as far as front to back goes, and then we're going to slide our box back. Once we slide our box back, we want to make sure that our box is even in between our wheel wells, and then we can take a marker or a pen and mark our holes to drill. So we have our box out and we are just about ready to drill our holes. Now, as I had mentioned before, there are 4 pre-drilled holes in the bottom of the box if you'd like to mount it from the inside using those self-tappers. So we're gonna start our holes with a pilot bit. I'm gonna use a 3/16 and then finish it off with a 5/16. So now that we have our holes drilled, we're ready to reinstall our box. So now that we have our box slid into the Jeep, we are going to take our hardware and insert that in the box. I'm going to use these bolts with a washer on them, insert those through the brackets and the box, and then place a washer and a nut on the inside. So after you get the bolt inserted, we're gonna crawl inside of the box and put a flat washer and a nut on the inside. So we have our box mounted and our hardware is installed, and we're just about ready to tighten those Torx head bolts that are in the floor. Now, before we tighten those up, you want to make sure that your rear seat actually folds all the way back and locks, and that the box is not shifted back too far. Once you have that, we can go ahead and tighten those bolts up. So we are at the point where our box is installed and secured to the floor, so we're ready to reinstall our drawer. We're going to do this by lifting it up and getting it started on the sliders and then pushing it all the way in. So Smittybilt even provides you with this convenient bag to store your jack if you had to remove it. However, this completes our install. If you have a 4-door, you can flip your seats back up and shut your tailgate. So that wraps up my review and install. For more videos like this, check us out at ExtremeTerrain.com.